Hi, and welcome to HUR at Home Music and More. I'm your host, Angela Stribling. And we always present the best in music, whether you're aware of them or not. And tonight we have an artist who is amazingly talented, relatively new on the scene, but I know you've heard her music because we've been rocking it. And let's welcome her to the show, RAVYN LENAE.
Hi.
Hi. How you doing,
I'm
RAVYN?
doing really well. I'm happy to be
Yeah.
here chatting with you.
Aw, that's so nice. Well, there's so much that we wanna know about you. Oh,
Yeah.
Ward is here. Ward says, "Good evening."
Good
And
evening.
it's a great opportunity for your fans to, chime in and ask you questions, get to know a little bit about you. As I said in the introduction, you're on the scene pretty recently. You haven't really been out there very long,
Yeah.
right? So
Right.
but are you having fun?
I'm having so much fun. Honestly, that's the main reason why I do it. Every time I see my grandparents when I go back home in Chicago, they're like, "Are you still having fun?" And they're like, "That's all that matters."
It's all that matters. That's what's really important. So you're from Chicago. Where are you now? LA?
I'm based in LA now.
Okay.
Yep.
It's interesting. I love just reading about your journey
Yeah.
and how you are such a participant in your own career
Yeah.
so tell us a little bit about that. Like when you started off singing and
Yeah.
how it was going in the beginning and when you decided, you know what? I need to take more control.
Yeah, I think from very early on, I always knew I was artistically inclined or was really inspired by fashion, music, anything that had to do with the arts, I was into. And I think my mom and my grandparents identified that in me really early. So they put me in guitar lessons, piano lessons, and then voice. And that's where I was like, ooh, I like this. um,
Yeah.
and from there is where I decided to pursue it and go to a performance arts high school. And I think that was the most pivotal moment for me because I was faced with the decision of, oh, do I want to pursue this long term or is this something, that's a hobby or it's fun. But I realized that I wanted to do it all the time.
Oh, that's so good, and that's such an important thing, especially when you're young and trying to figure out what is my thing? Why was I put here on this planet? What would I do if I didn't even get paid to do it?
Hmm,
Right? I
absolutely.
mean, it's nice to get paid, but
Yeah.
you have
Right.
to figure out, what is my love and what is my passion.
Yeah.
So here we are, on the music scene. So once you've decided, "Okay,
Hmm.
I'm a singer, I'm a performer."
Hmm.
And then what? Because it's wonderful,
Yeah.
but it's a difficult
Very
field to get
difficult.
attention. What
Yeah.
was the first thing that kind of was your breakout moment?
I think after I put out my first project, Moon Shoes, I was, I think, 16. My first real experience, like seeing the industry up close, was going on my first tour. And I was, I think, a junior or senior in high school. And that's where I saw how hard it is. And I saw that, oh, it's not just pictures and makeup and
Right.
interacting with people that love your music. There's a lot of miss nights of sleep, eating, all of that, and having to learn the balance of sustaining a career and sustaining relationships and friendships and those interpersonal things that people don't really think about when entering any industry, really, but especially music and entertainment. So I think that was a moment where I had to figure out, is this something I can see myself doing long term and do I love it enough? And I was like, yeah.
And you're right. I mean, here you are, a teenager,
Yeah,
you're touring, which thank God, I mean, that's a blessing in
it
itself to be able
is.
to actually do what you love,
Yeah.
but you've got school, you've got studies,
Mhm.
right? You tutor or something, you've
Mhm.
got to keep all the balls in the air rolling.
Yeah.
What kept you grounded during all of that?
Honestly, my mom was going everywhere with me at that time, especially because I was underage. So she
Yeah,
was right behind me in all these venues in these
right.
different cities, around all these new people. So I think having her so close at all times was a big thing for me to keep me focused and, like you said, grounded and safe, honestly.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
Thank God for that. You
yeah,
know, especially a woman in general, but
yeah.
a young, beautiful
Thank
girl who
you.
is dreaming
Yeah,
of, doing this as a career. There are a
yeah,
lot of people who just want to take advantage of
you're
that
right.
in so many different ways. And I'm sure have encountered that, like when you right?
Absolutely.
So, I mean, I don't know if you want to talk about it, but when you first, what was the first, wake up call where you're like, okay, this is not just dreamy, like
Um,
you said, the cuteness and the fun and all the
yeah.
rainbows and butterflies.
Yeah, I don't know if there was a particular moment, but there were definitely moments where I felt like, oh, everyone's intentions aren't going to be pure.
Yeah,
You know, sometimes people do see the value in Black art and Black entertainment and want to take advantage of that, and finding ways to protect that and make sure I'm um, always intentional about maybe the business deals I get into or friendships I get into, and just making sure that those are safe places for me, and
good.
that's going to produce the best art. so,
Yeah,
so I wouldn't say
definitely.
there was a particular moment, but there have been moments.
Right. I could only I know. Trust me, I know.
Mhm.
I mean, not your story, but
Yeah,
everybody's got it. And
absolutely.
you figure it out. You
Yeah.
figure it out. Especially if this is what you're meant to do, you will figure out the right road for yourself
Hmm.
if you're blessed and lucky. And
Yeah.
so let's talk about how, as your career is progressing, you were able to collaborate with some big names.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so how did that come about?
Yeah, so I don't know who in particular you're talking about.
I'm looking at a laundry list of big names. I
Yeah,
mean, right? I mean, you've got so Steve Lacy, who
yeah,
you're working with on your latest project. How did
yeah.
that relationship happen?
So me and Steve got connected honestly through the power of the internet. um,
Oh,
yeah, I remember I was taking a really good nap, and then all of a sudden my phone was just ringing off the hook, and I looked at it and I saw that he had tweeted out my most recent project at the time was Midnight Moonlight. And he messaged me and said he was a big fan and wanted to work. And from there, I went to LA for the very first time, and we got connected. And it was honestly love at first sight.
oh,
And it's rare when you find those connections with people, especially musicians, where it just works.
yeah, 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 I
So
love
even
that.
on the friendship level, we developed a really strong bond, and I think that shows through the music. So I'm happy that we've been able to evolve and create songs like Skin Tight, and
Yeah,
I'm excited to see what else we do.
I love Skin Tight. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. And I mean, can we talk about that video?
Yeah.
Amazing. I said, when I started watching it, I was like,
Yep.
is she a Barbie? Are they dolls? I mean, when I first looked at the
Yeah.
model
Imagine my family's
people,
confusion.
I'm like, "What am I looking at?" It's so creative and so, so nice.
Thank you.
How involved were you in the making of the video?
Oh, very involved. I think COVID made people really think outside the box of
Outside the box for sure.
how we can push visuals and creative in ways that don't involve even being in the same room with each other,
Yeah,
you know? So I think my interest in AI and animation and
yeah.
CGI kind of grew because of that. But I'm happy with how it turned out. And I think people were like kind of scratching their
A
heads,
little bit.
but that was the point.
But in a good way. I mean, it's so creative and amazing. So for those who haven't seen your video, how
Yeah.
how would you describe it?
I would describe it as this trance-inducing world that involves a million different versions of Rayvn,
Yeah,
all interacting with each other.
yeah, yeah. That works. And just yeah, just so cleverly done.
Mm, thank you.
I was like, "Okay." So is that something that you created it or you had the idea and you went to some people who do
Yeah.
animation?
So me and management and my creative director who worked on Hypnos with me, Jeannie, and in Lewin, she's based in London, but she had the idea, all of us collectively had the idea of doing animation. But the
Nice.
artist is actually a really talented animator named Zangbo from London. He's based in London, but he's from China.
Oh,
So
okay.
even that was an experience in itself, you know,
Yeah,
having to communicate on different ends,
I
and
love that.
he didn't really speak English well either. So having to communicate strictly off visual was something that was really unique.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
did it though. I mean, you guys figured it out. It's
Thank
really
you.
nice. And then in listening to Skin Tight, I'm a fan of the song. I really like
Thank
it.
you.
And, just the sweetness of your voice and, it was giving me some Billie Eilish
I can
vibes.
see that.
Yeah, very much so, but your own. I mean, so that being said, who are your influences?
I think I'm mostly influenced by the Black women that came before me. So Minnie Riperton,
Oh, yeah.
Denise Williams,
Yes.
Janet Jackson, Brandy,
Yeah.
uh, the heavy hitters,
Yeah.
Diana Ross, all
Oh,
have that
yeah.
kind of timeless essence to them that I try to channel through my songwriting. And yeah, I'm constantly inspired by them.
Nice, and
Mhm.
I'd imagine in many ways because I was reading how I guess your career wasn't going exactly as the way you wanted it, as that
Yeah,
you envisioned, and so
yeah.
you kinda stepped in and did some things. Talk about that. Talk about that journey.
I think it's on this constant journey of finding myself, figuring out what works, what doesn't, trying new things. I think this new year for me, I walked into just feeling open. That's my word for this year. Open to new
Ooh,
friendships, possibilities, new bending music genres, anything I'm just open to. And I think that's the biggest lesson I've learned, you know, so far is being receptive and willing to bend a little bit. Because
nice.
you may like the outcome, you may hate it too, but now you know.
Now you know. You don't know if you don't try it, and I
Yeah,
love that, and I wonder because listening to your music,
yeah,
I don't say, "Okay, Raven's an R&B artist or
yeah,
Raven's a pop artist."
yeah.
What kind of artist is Rayvn LENAE?
I think I'm the type of artist that's constantly reinventing myself,
Hmm,
taking new form. Every day I find something new about myself. And I think that's the exciting part about how that can translate into music and how other women like me can relate to that. You know, I'm sure you're not the same version of yourself you were last year, or there are things about
mhm,
you that you're still, you know, discovering. And I think
yeah,
life is so fun in that way where we can be somebody different tomorrow.
yeah. Yeah, I love that perspective, and
Yeah,
it's all about perspective and what you do with it
yeah,
because you're living and if you're, just trying to be as authentic
yeah,
as possible, then
yeah,
you're right, I mean, life does happen, and
yeah,
but it's on you to how you're gonna let that affect your life, I mean, the good and the bad, and it's
absolutely,
all gonna come at you.
absolutely.
Right, but, thank God we have the power of choice in how
Mm,
we're gonna roll. And, and I love that. I mean, you sound like you're a very bright woman and you know what you want, and I love the fact that you are very present in your career.
mm,
It's not like you listen to your songs and you hear
mm,
it's a producer's
right,
sound.
right.
It sounds like it's very much you.
Oh, that's so special to me. Thank you.
No, that should be the goal of every artist.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And so what are you when you when you think of Hypnos, the
Yeah.
name of your new project, what does that mean and why Hypnos?
I think I gravitated towards that name because there's something very hypnotic about my music, trance inducing.
Mhm.
Uh, I try to pick certain melodies that feel infectious, almost like you can go to sleep to it and wake up to it. So,
Nice.
following that theme, I wanted to kind of lead people through this almost magical world where you're like, I'm dream hopping in a way.
Love it. Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Why not? I mean, you're creative, why not be just take it as far as you can take it.
Yeah.
And with that being said, What are you working on next? What's next?
Yeah, new music always.
I
Always.
love it.
I'm
In the
excited.
same kind of vein?
Like I said, I'm in this era where I'm just like pushing myself beyond even what I thought I could do and my comfortability. So it's taken its own form in a way, but I'm excited for whatever it's gonna be.
I love so you don't even know.
Yeah, I don't even know.
I don't even know. You're like, we're just going to
Just going with the flow.
go with that flow. I love oh, and I love the uniqueness of you.
Oh, thank
And I hope and pray that you just keep that. Hold on to that. Protect that.
you.
And right? I mean, because in these days of artists just trying to stay in the game and make things happen and listening to other artists and trying to imitate other artists just to be relevant,
Right.
it's nice to see someone who is just creating and you're like, you know what? I'm not the same as I was even last week.
Uh,
So who knows what the future is going to bring?
yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
frightening because you don't know what you're going to get at the same
Very.
time,
Yeah.
right?
That's where the best work comes, I think, when we kind of just walk into, you know, not knowing what's gonna happen. So yeah, it's exciting.
Is it like that at your live performances?
I think that I try to channel honestly the essence of like the Dianas, the Janets, where every time you come, you know you're getting that personal experience in a
Yeah,
way,
yeah.
where it feels tailored to you, tailored to your city, tailored to whatever happened this week. So I love performing live because it gives me that chance to really connect person to person, and that's what's important to me.
I love it, and it sounds like I was gonna ask you, are there any artists who are out there now,
Yeah,
younger artists who are, I guess in your same, uh, not category, but age group,
yeah.
or not, but artists who are out there now that you have your eye on that maybe they inspire you as well?
Huh, always. I love Ari Lennox's live show.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think she's so special. There's something really familiar about it that
Mhm.
is special to Black people, especially Black women.
Yeah,
Um,
I
so
get that.
yeah, there's something really approachable about her that I love.
Yeah.
Um, her, Jasmine Sullivan is
Oh, goodness, yeah. Yeah.
great. Anything,
Anything.
anything.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, Raven, thank you for spending time with us.
Thank you for having me. This was so
Yeah,
nice.
this is your debut on HUR at Home, but I hope you come back and
I will be
see us.
back.
And is there anything I mean, we're all just getting to know you. Anything you want to say to your fans, about your upcoming show or anything that you want us to know about you that we don't know, or just anything inspiring before we let you go? You've got the
Um,
floor.
yeah. I think I would just want to leave people on the note that you stated of the power of choice. And that could be waking up and choosing to have a good day today, choosing to be patient, choosing to be kind. Those are all very deliberate things that we can do to make our lives better and the people around us.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, I think what you said is a great takeaway.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you for that. Again, thank you for spending time with us. You want to shout out your social?
Yeah, you can
I'm
follow
gonna
me everywhere at RAVYN LENAE, RAVYNLENAE.
Okay, great. Yep, they see it spelled correctly right
Perfect.
here. I'm gonna follow you too, so hopefully you'll follow me back. Rayvn LENAE, everybody check her out. She's got her hot new project, Hypnose, and oh my God, Skin Tight is when
Thank you for
I
playing
oh,
it.
we love it, and it's beautiful. I was thinking it was gonna be the, like a remake of the Ohio Players Skin Tight from back in the
Oh
day.
my goodness, I didn't think about that. Wow.
This is the new version.
I know, but maybe I should do a cover.
Or do a remix, something, I don't
Yeah.
know. I can't wait to see what you're
Great
gonna come up with now.
idea.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Rayvn
you.
Lenae here on HUR at Home Music and More. Don't forget to follow her at Rayvn Lenae, and you see the spelling. I'm Angela Stribling. Don't forget to follow us too at WHUR-FM. And you know what? While you're at it, you can go ahead and follow me at Angela Stribling on all platforms. And listen to Pillow Talk with Angela every Sunday night right after the original Quiet Storm on your favorite station, 96.3 WHUR. Have a good night. Bye, Rayvn.
Bye.